You guys, I woke up like this. Yes, I slept in my t-shirt. I have been really enjoying myself. And it's like working from home. You guys know, all of you guys, you teachers that have been doing Cambly or any other like ESL online type, anything online, you already know that we are the masters of we dress for success from the waist up. So this week, I've actually had to put on people clothes all week and took the kids. I mean, we've done some fantabulous stuff this week. And it's one of those weeks where I'm just like, it's Saturday. I have to go back to work come Monday. Should I do my hair? But then I thought about you guys and I said, let me do this video showing them what they need to do to get hired, apply for K12. So let's just jump into it. I'm not going to drag it out, but I just had, seeing that I've been gone for a while, I couldn't just jump right into it. No, you know me. If you frequent my channel very often, you know me. So let's go now.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Alright, so you probably have been Googling like K12 jobs. If you do that, it's going to come up generic, just like what you see here. What you need to Google is Stride K12 because Stride actually took over K12. So it's Stride K12. And then you'll find it. I'll also have the link for you to go straight there. But it's stridelearning.com/careers. And once you go into that, then you'll see the listings for openings that they have available. Just so you know, there are so many different positions outside of teaching. So maybe you qualify for a corporate job or a support job, if not the teaching portion of it. Or maybe you want to start off teaching and then later move on to another position. That's one thing I really love about Stride is there are so many positions within the company that you can really move around and situate yourself in. So stridelearning.com/careers. Now I'm going to show you guys some of the careers and how to really look at those and figure out what it is you want. I'm going to show you what it looks like. So let's go through. So you can see how they have some posts here. They might highlight certain job opportunities here. Special education is a big thing, I'm telling you. Now let's scroll down a little bit further. Let's go to where they're actually talking about the recruiting part. Okay, here we go. All right, so look at these positions here. This is what I'm telling you when I say there's some support positions, there's tech positions, there are so many different types of positions available. Now, as you scroll, you'll see like these right here were uploaded today. Well, the day that I started this recording. So they were just uploaded. So you will see new positions come out here and there because as the student numbers grow, then they need more teachers. They do. They need more teachers. And then sometimes teachers decide, I'm going to go back to the brick and mortar. Or family, they decide, maybe they had a child and decided to step away from teaching for a while. Whatever the case may be, they're always hiring. So let me find one. I see a lot right here, West Virginia, Arizona. You can type in your state. It doesn't have to be like your city because the way they have it then if you type in your state, they'll tell you all the positions in your state. As long as you live in the state that you're applying for, in most cases, you have to be a resident of the state, then you will qualify as well. That's one of the qualifiers to get the position. Well, be eligible, I should say. So let me find one, and I'm gonna open it up so you guys can see and get a little more insight into it. Look at all these: Oregon, Nevada. At one point, I was contemplating moving to Las Vegas. I'm telling, but if you are special ed certified, oh my goodness, you can walk into anywhere. So I opened up the Oregon one. It was on my mind because my oldest daughter told me that she's going to be moving to Oregon in the next couple of years with her now boyfriend. They've been together for like 6 years, so they plan on getting married and moving to Oregon. Look at these: essential functions, minimum required qualifications, preferred qualifications, work environment. They break it down to you. The only thing that they don't put on here is your pay. They don't put the pay on here because it really differs depending on where you live. It's not just straight from the company, this is what you're going to get. And so you create an account. So you just have to register here, create an account, and voila, you can apply and upload your resume. Another thing that I wanted to mention is Stride is not a nonprofit organization. It is for profit, and it is publicly traded. So it's a publicly traded company. I actually, once I learned this, I invested into some stock with them just because, if I am a part of something, then, and the stock is affordable, then I'm like, okay, I really feel even more invested in the company because I now own stock. Just like I own stock in Coke because I drink Coke products. I do I own stock in Pepsi? I have to check that. I own stock in I think it's Southwest Airlines, or maybe it's American, or maybe it's both. See, I have to look. My portfolio is pretty wide, but yeah, it's a public traded company, and it has the stock price and ticker. As far as when I did this video, that was the price then. The market, of course, is not favorable right now as far as if you're trying to get quick gains. But long term, I'm still holding. I'm holding all my stock for long term. But hey, that's a whole nother conversation. So now you're wondering, okay, so what is it that, they're going to do in the hiring process? What are they going to be looking for when they're looking to hire you after they chose your application? So say you filled out the application process. That's the first thing, right? You got to fill out the application to let them know you even want to try to get the job. So you've done that. What's the next step? So then the next thing they're going to do, they'll send you an email. And in this email, they're going to send you like a packet, and they're going to say, all right, you will schedule a time. You'll actually have a time scheduled. And when you schedule your time, then it's going to be like a performance type. How would you say it? A performance, like, I want to say screening. There we go. A performance screening. Now, don't be nervous. It's the same as, remember when Dada, and I think even VIP Kit, Magic Ears, if you have been an ESL teacher for those platforms, you know how they did. You select your time, you schedule your time, and then you go in and there's not a person, but they tell you what you need to do. They send you the packet in advance on how to teach the lesson, and then you just have to execute it. It's the same thing. They use the same principle. They're going to send you not a lesson, but they're going to send you like, okay, because you're supposed to be a certified teacher. They're going to send you data. They're going to send you data. They're going to tell you this is the situation. We want you to teach to this. We want you to teach these students based off of these standards, or based off of the data that you see, what standard are you going to choose to help these students? What lesson? Okay, so for me as an English teacher, I went to look at the data for their reading, their reading scores, and looked at the data for that. And I wanted to see strengths and weaknesses. So I chose a standard that I wanted to teach that focused on that. And then I had to teach it, like teach my lesson. And that's what we do as teachers. So don't get nervous, because you do this probably without even thinking about it really. So it might sound like, oh, what? But when you get in there, you're going to be like, oh, okay, this is teacher world. Oh, teacher jargon. So you just go in there, you look at the data, and then they're going to have you choose, this is the standard I'm going to do. And then you're going to have an allotment of time recording yourself teaching the standard. So prepare if you were to have an interview with the principal. So once you pass this screening part where you're doing your lesson based off of the data that's provided, now they give you like 2 or 3 hours to do the whole everything. So you don't even know, once you schedule your time, then that's when they give you everything like right there. So you're not going to have it days ahead of time. You're going to get your little packet of all your information right at your interview time. Like, boop, there it is. Now you have 3 hours. It's like anywhere from 2 to 3 hours. It's like when I applied, that was 2020. So I don't know if anything has changed, but I know that it's roughly the same. I just don't know about the time frame. But I believe it was like 2.5 hours I had. And I had to do the questions. And then I had to, because there was a start and a stop time. So your interview was from this time until this time. And I had to do my questions, and I had to have my lesson taught. You had to record it on the video and have it submitted. And to somebody that doesn't teach, that has never taught before, they're probably like, what? But to us teachers, this is life. This is life. Think about when they throw some kids in your room and they're like, okay, we're short teachers, so you're going to have to probably change your lesson around. You're going to have to accommodate for these children. So we have to think on our toes, think outside the box, and be like, all right, so scratch this lesson. This is what we're going to do today based off the students that I have. So it's like that type of concept. They want to know that they have a teacher that is able to genuinely teach, right? Genuinely teach. So then after you pass that process, so you're like, okay, I passed that. I did, answered my questions. I wrote a lesson plan and showed, and when you're teaching it, they're only going to have you do it. I think it's like, man, how long was it? It was like a 10 or 15 minute lesson. So they're not telling you to teach a whole lesson, because at the school that I'm with, each class is 45 minutes. You're not going to teach on camera for 45 minutes. They just want like a little snip of how you greet your students. How are you going to communicate with your students? How are you going to introduce the lesson? You need to make sure you state the standard, the objective that you're going to focus on, and then get into the lesson. How are you going to do it? They want to see your teaching style. They want to see your camera presence, right? Because you're teaching virtually. You're teaching virtually. So you want to not dress like this, just like a teacher. Wear your teacher clothes for your interview. Now, in the real classroom, you can wear t-shirts. I teach in this. I actually taught in this today. So, in the actual classroom, you don't have to dress up. Depending on your school, like my principal is just like, yeah, you don't have to dress up. Nope, you don't have to. But you don't want to be presentable. You don't want to have like a raggedy t-shirt that's like stretched out like this. And you're like, hey, class. You want to be neat. So if you're going to wear a t-shirt, wear like your best t-shirt. You know what I mean? And they're not going to see your jeans or anything, unless if you have like a class where you're going to be moving around and you're doing whole body movement, then it's okay if you're in jeans. Just make sure that you're all the way presentable. And you always have to be on camera. Always. So there is no teaching with the camera off. You always have to have your camera on and teach. So, and in meetings. When you're in meetings, you have to have your camera on. So after you pass the screening, which is not difficult, you guys, it's not difficult. It's just standard teaching. Then you're going to interview. You're going to interview with the principal, and they're going to pull in like 2 other teachers to interview with you. So you're going to interview with the principal and like 2 members off of the team. And then they'll, ask you some questions and whatnot. And then the head of the school might be in that interview with you, or they'll set another interview where you're going to interview with the principal and the head of the school. So it's not the superintendent. So it's like the principal, then it's like sometimes, it's like the principal's boss before the superintendent. So the superintendent is like over like a whole mass of schools. The head of school might be over maybe a couple of schools, maybe just a couple. So I'm in the middle school. So my head of school is over the middle school and the high school, over both of those schools. So you'll interview with the principal, the head of school, and then you'll know that if you make it to the principal and the head of school, most likely they want to offer you the job. They're just like, okay, we just want to meet you and we want you to meet us. We want you to be able to ask us any questions, because they really want to make a good decision, because they're going to have to train you and really pour resources into you. You get a computer, not to keep, but you get a laptop. You get some gear. Like they'll send you a laptop bag, a laptop, headset. They'll send you a mouse. You'll even I got a little writing tablet. I don't think all teachers got that, but I got like a writing tablet. Depending on where you're at, what school you're at, you get gear. But every teacher gets a laptop. So you'll get like a laptop. And certain things they say, we only want you to do this on the laptop because you're going to be dealing with students' files, like confidential information. And, it has to be confidential. So you don't want it on your personal computer where everybody in the house has access to, because it's confidential information. So they really prefer that you use your K12 laptop when you're accessing class and students' records. So they will give you all of that. They'll give you everything you need. Only thing you need is some Wi-Fi. You need some Wi-Fi, and obviously you need some type of computer somewhere. Even if you're not at home, you need to be somewhere where you're able to take the interview, right? And then you are on your Wi-Fi and their gear when you're teaching. They want you to teach on their stuff. So just so you know. Now, hopefully that wasn't a whole lot. I'm going to give you guys some more examples. I'll try to collect some more examples, but this is a good start for you. At least you know that it's actually Stride learning. It's not K12 to apply. If you Google K12, it's going to take you on this whole chase all over the internet. And you're going to be like, where is the K12 company? But it's Stride now. So if you have any questions, let me know. I'm going to come out with some more videos. Sorry, the videos have been coming out so like slower than molasses pouring out of a wine bottle. I know. But, oh my gosh, you guys. Little Oliver, I call him Boss Baby to my students. So they always be like, hey, how's Boss Baby? Boss Baby is like, I don't know, having a baby when you're 40 is a whole new world. Like, I feel like a new parent. Like, I just like, oh, this is my first child. What? I don't know. Everything's new. Everything is brand new. And he's not like Jude. Like, Jude was one of those easy babies that I was like, he was just so quiet. I was able to teach online. Oliver is like, you better have like your trigger finger on the mute button. Be ready to, so he's about to be 1. I'm finding my groove. And I'm going to start releasing more. And hopefully I'll be able to get more just what's going on with us, around the house, to keep you posted, keep you plugged in into the household and everything, all of our little developments. So thank you for coming to the channel. I tried not to make this so long, but I had to get you guys the goods. TTFN.